guess it kind of depends on the athlete and what their success has been with it. I've seen success in certain areas in the use of the tape. I've seen success with it in fluid reduction through, like, different taping applications for swelling and stuff. I've seen results with that. I've had mixed results in the other applications of the tape, but I have athletes that this is what they've had success with. It feels better when I do this, and so I will absolutely do that for them.
I think everything has its use. I think that kinesiology tape has some applications in sports medicine. Now, do I personally believe that all of the claims made by Kinesio when they first came out are relevant? No. I use it a lot for edema control and sometimes for the muscle inhibition, muscle activation stuff. But any structural implications, I personally don't think that they're implied.
Was not a believer early on, and the more I'm around people that use it, now I use it myself. It's definitely something that, whether you can show me how it works or not, it works, and the results from the student athletes and the ability to have someone go from being like, I don't think I can go, to now I can go, or I felt my back didn't hurt while I was at practice today because I had this on, and that's the difference. If that's if it helps them feel better, perform better, and trust themselves being out there, I think it definitely works. And lymphatically, though, that's where I've actually seen, where I can visually see the change from using it to not, and it's definitely makes a huge improvement.
I am not a believer in the kinesiology tape, so I don't use it. I've tried it a few times and I just haven't seen the results. But on the other hand, I also see why it can work. So instead of using just kinesiology tape myself, I will actually mobilize the skin in some areas and do some different mobilizations and active releases to get the skin moving instead of using the tape to do that for me.
In regards to kinesiology tape, I don't utilize it on a daily basis. Have we used it on athletes? Yes, we have. Because of, this is one of those things where I think research really goes into play. Sometimes it's funny about research is that it'll say, this modality works or this treatment you should do, and that may not be clinically what you see. You might see an athlete do really well with an ice bath when maybe the research says not to. Well, in regards to kinesiology tape, I haven't found it to be effective for a support tape, but I found that, as the research says, that it can help with a fusion, and it can help with the lymphatic system and lymphatic drainage. I tend to do that more with compression and massage and those types of things in regards to how I want to manage that lymphatic flow and trying to get swelling out. But since research does prove that there are some good effects to that kinesiology tape, I think it's worth definitely trying.
That is one thing that I've really found. I kind of pushed back on it a little bit because I really didn't understand it. I wanted to understand it, and finally I said, I'm just going to take the classes. And I was glad I did, because I did find there's something that it has valuable uses for it, special for myofascial facilitation. It's probably one of the few things that I have actually found that helps with medial tibial stress syndrome or shin splints. My athletes get relief from it instead of just a standard 1.5 inch tape job where they're not going to feel anything. Kinesio tape is one of the things that I use a lot in our profession.
I think it's another tool, and I think the feedback you get, some athletes really love it and want to use it on various different things, and others try it and they don't like it. But I think it's another tool that to use. I think as athletic trainers, we're constantly trying to try something else different. Whether this works, you might try the kinesio tape and it actually it helps the guy. So I use it as just another tool.
So when I first heard about, or first was trained in kinesiology taping, I thought there was definitely a big placebo effect. But as I've used it clinically, I've actually seen some pretty objective measures come back that are really positive in terms of healing, facilitating kinesthetic awareness during movement, that sort of thing.